Well, here we are, Mr. Weinstein. I'm the other end of the stick recording the video, and now I'm the one who will be doing flight sim videos and posting them on YouTube. So here we are in the Fedex livery in X-Plane 11, which I adore, and in the Flight Factor 757. It's about $65–70, I forget, but it's a really nice airplane. It's almost as good as I'd say at least to the PMDG. But yeah, here we are with a new computer that can run 45 frames a second and still recording, and at max settings. So here we are on the ground at Phoenix. Default scenery, by the way, very nice. I love it to bits. And so here we are. We're gonna be flying from Phoenix, Arizona to Fort Worth, Texas. Not Kilo Delta Foxtrot Whiskey, Kilo Alpha Foxtrot Whiskey. I think it's the cargo airport for Dallas, and we'll be flying from obviously Phoenix in a FedEx livery, and it should be good fun. So let's just get started up. We'll be FedEx 111 and 8 or 1118, and we'll be flying on VATSIM, which I think you hate. At least you told me, or I think you told me. So this should be a little fun flight. I don't think there's any air traffic control online, so it won't really matter. So let's jump right into it. We already have the battery running. All we have to do is get the ground power running. Little flicker there. I tried recording another video from Salt Lake City to Phoenix, but didn't go as planned. So we can start with turning on the IRSs to nav. We can turn on the yaw dampeners. We can turn on the left engine and right engine hydraulic pumps, and as well as the electrical pumps as well, or electrical. We can engage our emergency lights. As we're running down here, we can engage our window heat, and we can turn our cap and altitude control to auto 1. When we get up here to our packs, we can turn our flight deck to auto, all auto. We can turn our trim air on and our left and right req fan, I don't know how to pronounce that, on. And we can set our timer for about, I want to get out of here at about 15 minutes. We can do that. What we can do is we can turn on our engine display to monitor it. And we can leave that off for now. And yes, I know FedEx isn't supposed to have the windows and stuff, and it's supposed to have a cargo bay, but what are you gonna do? So while we're waiting for the IRS, actually I have to put in the IRSs. We can actually do that now. So as we go down here, we can go to our POSIT, and then when we have to enter our airport, so we have to enter Kilo Papa Hotel X-Ray. We have to grab that, put that in, and we'll wait a few minutes for that to load. Kilo Papa Hotel X-Ray. I have to grab my fuel and some other things, so let's do that. We'll use a website that you gave me, fuelplanner.com, that I've been using a lot. We'll go to 757-200 generic, because we're not using quality wings, which I actually think is a lot better than the quality wings, personally. Triggered. So we're flying from Kilo Papa Hotel X-Ray to Kilo Alpha Foxtrot Whiskey, I believe. Yeah, Alpha Foxtrot Whiskey, and then we can put in our planner, and we'll have about 27,690 pounds of fuel. So we can go there. We can put in 27690. We have about 18,000 pounds of cargo on board, and we have about 2 people that are going to be the loaders today. So we can load that. Oh, we have no passenger bus. We do that, and we load. While we're waiting, we can actually log into VATSIM. So we can go to Fedex 15. That was from the last flight that epically failed. So we're going to be 11, 18. We can connect. And we can go to our flight plan. So we can put in Kilo Papa Hotel X-Ray to Kilo Alpha Foxtrot Whiskey. And we'll be out of flight level 390. And we'll be departing the I don't know how to pronounce this. I'll just read it phonetically. Foxtrot Tango Hotel Lima Sierra 5 departure. Radar vectors MAXXO Tango X-Ray Oscar Turkey, and then we'll be arrival in the WestSat 2 arrival. Let's send that to VATSIM. It'll do its thing. Set that to RTO. We can turn our engine displays on. While we're waiting, we can look around and see if there's any aircraft on the ground. There's a few. There's two Uniteds. It's pretty busy on VATSIM since probably the last time you've been on. There's a United that's loading as well. It's really cool because they actually model. That stuff for airplanes that just spawn in. This is all just default with the scenery. Let's see. There's not much going on the ground. There's a few deltas. Ooh, a Spirit. I haven't seen one of those. And that's just default because I can recognize it. So our fuel's still loading. While we're waiting for that, we can actually input our route for today. We can actually go back. Let's go back to route. Sorry about that. And we can go input our route. So we're going to Kilo Alpha Foxtrot Whiskey. We can activate that. We can go to departures page, and we're going to be departing the Foxtrot Tango Hotel Lima departure. There it is. And we'll rate our vectors MAXXO. Execute that. While I'll do that, I'll pick up our wins. So we can actually just listen to the real. So the runways on right now are 25 right, I believe. That's from something else. So the altimeter today is 29868, and the winds are 300 at 8. So we're just going to be departing 25 right today because that's the longer runway. We can go to route. And I think, based on the sound, I don't think our fuel is completely loaded. No, I'm right. And you know, let's just do a last maintenance check. There's no failures. We do some maintenance, and we're good. Sounds like our fuel is loaded, so we can go to our init ref. We put it on that. I think we have about 10.5 pounds of fuel in reserves, or not 10.5, 10,000 pounds of fuel in reserves. We'll be at 390 as we said, and our cost index will be a random 9. Now our flaps today will be flaps 5, and our temperature outside is 13 degrees Celsius, which I think is wrong, but whatever. We'll just go with it. That is all good, and we can put our speed selects on, and 1, 2, 3. Our rotate speed is going to be 132, and our V2 speed is going to be 139. Right, we can go back to our route page, and we can put in the rest of our route. So the radar vectors of our route is MAXXO, and then Tango X-Ray Oscar. We can execute that, and we don't have to put in our radar vectors, as I learned. We can just go straight to our arrivals page, and we can put in the WestSat 2 arrival. We can go down to Turkey, and we can put in that when we're more aware of the winds at the time. While we're waiting for that, we can do a bit more checks. We can put our map on. I know we're supposed to wait until that's loaded, but whatever. We can put that standby for now, and we'll set that to 200, actually 2200, because that's a standard now, the new standard for VATSIM. We can do that, put those on. We can put our reserves brakes on right now. We can just look around. I forgot to tell you, our altimeters today are 2968, so we can put that in right now. Go over this side. 2968. Here we go. So just make sure that's right. Oh. Apparently I forgot to set it to real world weather. That was awkward. Ah, 42 degrees Celsius. That's right. Okay. Let's go back to our init ref. I was wondering why the why it was so low. So now that we have IRS as aligned, we can set our runway heading, which will be 250, and we'll be climbing out of Phoenix at 210 knots. I believe our initial altitude we'll set it to 18,000 for now, or 8,000. Sorry. We can set those, and we can set our flight directors on. Now that's loaded and done. We don't really need to load anything because that's just like 10 minutes and I don't feel like waiting. So we're going to close all the doors. We're going to start our APU. We can set those on to pre. We can turn on our isolation valve and our APU valve. We can set our electrical on, and we can set our fuel pumps on. So we have to set it, we have to hold it with our, and then we let it go. Start it again, because that was a fault. And then our APU generator will be on in a minute, as it says right here. We can also set this on for the 2 passengers on board for representing Fedex. We can put our position and red anti-collision lights on. Now that we have that on, our APU should be running. I don't know why that's wrong. There we go. Get rid of that. And we can get rid of everything else. And now we're ready for push. So we can have those off as standard, and even though it is very hot in Phoenix right now, it's literally the middle of the desert, but whatever. We have to start our push, and let me just do some final checks, make sure that's on, it's on correctly, make sure that's on 20, actually we can set that to 10 and then we can set that later. Have our weather on. And that is all good. Actually, that's what I had to do. We had to set our TCAS because it's required. And let's make sure our continuate generators are on before we do that, because that's an issue. And we should be good. Let's call our tug. Call him. While we're waiting, we can again check and make sure everything's looking good. We can set that to both. Today is the 17th, so we're going to be starting engine number 1 first, because it's an odd day. We can also cover our battery unit, because we don't want that going off in mid-flight. Can lock. And if you watch really closely, Mr. Weinstein, you can actually see the airplane go up. Because of it actually pushes the airplane up. I remember that lesson. And there we are, we're up. So I'm not too sure about this. You might have to respond to this in the email you get, but I don't know if we have to release the parking brakes or if we do. I release it just to be safe. So we can actually start a push. Alright, so we can start engine 1. We're going to wait until that hits 15. 12, 13, 14, come on, 15? And we're going to turn, the only thing I don't like about this is I have to turn it manually because it's not GSX and it doesn't detect as easily. But what are you going to do? Another thing that I really like is, two things, is that it actually animates the gas fumes coming out, which I think is absolutely brilliant. They should really do that in P3D and FSX. And this is my favorite thing about X-Plane. The window view and the sounds of how glorious they animated the sounds. And the wing views look amazing. Let's go to our... We can actually begin our turn. Now that that's done, we can set that to continuous and we can start our number 2 engine. Looks like we pushed a bit too early. Or we turned a bit too early, that's what I meant to say. Oh, and we have to engage our fuel for number 2. We're just going to let that push for a little bit. To the side until we get it where we want. You have to set it a bit early because it keeps on turning for a little bit. And we can do it the other way. Back on course. And we can stop right there. And we can set our parking brake. And we can go down. Alright, now that that's done, we can set that to continuous. We can put our packs on. We can shut off the APU. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. And we can turn on our nose gear. Even though it's day time. And it's like 8:50 my time. It's like 5 o'clock their time. So let's just do one more final check. We can turn on our white anti-collision lights. We can set flaps 5. We can watch those go down. Looks like we're all ready to leave and head out of Phoenix and over to Dallas. And I know, yes, it's a wacky little airport on the side of actual Dallas, but what are you going to do? It's a nice airport. Okay, now that that's off, let's make sure that shuts off. Okay. And we're good. Let's start taxi. Bit too fast for my taste, but let's slow it down just a bit and make that nice easy turn. Let's look at the engine view. See, we're going to be departing this runway because it's a bit longer. And I mean, realistically, that's the longest runway, but who's actually going to want to taxi all the way to that runway? I know I don't. And of course I'm be flying out very fast, because this thing is like a rocket. And like I said, it's, even though it's payware and it's like $60, it's still a really nice airplane, and I like it a lot. I think it's much better than the Quality Wings, and I may not be as good as the Level D that's about to come out, but I still love it to bits. It's very nice. It's one of the top rated airplanes for X-Plane, and it's even higher than the IXCG, which I found unbelievable. And then I got it, and I was like, alright, it is to its level. I would be flying the IXCG 737, but I've been having some issues, and I don't really feel like doing it right now. Never understood that design for Phoenix. It's always been a myth to me. And I find, and I'm not using any other textures. Like, once you get up in the air, you're going to see the default textures. I haven't added anything. Like, I barely put any add-ons into it. Only thing I put on is SkyMax 4, which provides these awesome cloud, realistic cloud weather. Like right there. And a free, what do you call it? Kind of visual enhancer that makes it a tad better. So we're gonna have to wait until, let's just check our, let's just check if there's any aircraft coming in. Look right, left, doesn't look like so we're just gonna taxi right on. Make a right turn. And at cruise, I'll play something that will be familiar to both of us. And the cruise today is about an hour and 45 minutes, but I'll only be talking about for 30, and you can, and then I'll cut to I will cut to the, what do you call it? Sorry, the descent. So then you don't have to sit through this whole thing, because it's basically just the airplane flying itself. The only thing I don't really like about this airplane is that it still gives off the cockpit of the 757 is it doesn't give off that feeling, like that 757 feeling. I feel like I love the throttle quadrant and I love the autopilot system, because like it bounces up, like just those knobs bounce up and down, but the knobs itself, like the APU switch, I mean they look pretty good, they just look a bit plastic to me. Like I can show you a photo of the 7 cockpit. I don't feel that feeling. It seems a bit too bland for me. I don't know. Oh wait, hold on. Like here's a picture of the overhead. And now look at the overhead now. Like I don't feel that sense of that overhead feeling. I feel a plastic vibe, but who cares? It's still all we look is for performance and see that has the right performance. So that's all that matters, and that's the only thing I really don't like about the airplane. So we're gonna turn a bit left because it is a 90-degree angle. So let's turn now. So we're just going to hold short for a second. We can engage our LNAV and VNAV. We can engage our landing lights. We can engage our wing light. We can make sure that our packs are fully operational or working to the right ability. We can make sure that that's set to takeoff. We can also set, I don't need navigate. We can set that to 20 to make sure I know where I'm going. Make sure that's TARA, tilt above. Make sure that's G2.8 because we are offline. Alright, I think we're good. Yeah. There we go. I'm returning getting onto the road. I've always been bad at turning on, especially with the 777-300. I've always been bad on turning, so onto this 90-degree angle turn. So I always go cheap, but you know, just brake a second, and then turn, and then brake. It was a bit too far of a turn, but who cares? Now you're going to really enjoy this view, because this is a view that I absolutely adore. So we're going to take off. I'm not going to turn about here, because I don't like turning immediately after takeoff. I've had some bad memories with that, with the PMDG 737. So we're just going to hold short here. Make sure our flaps are set, everything's good. Now I'm going to go this view, and we can just watch this take off. Thrust set. I can like see that spooling up, which is amazing. I absolutely love that. So we're hitting 80 knots, 90 knots. And our rotate speed, I totally forgot. We can do that right now. It's 132, and 32 just came, which was a bit early. Ooh, bit tilt. Like I said, this thing takes off like a bullet. And we can actually lower that a bit because we're a bit overpowering those engines. We can raise the flaps to 1. We can raise the flaps again. We are way too powerful, so we're just going to let the airplane take off. Fly for something. And then we can just... I mean, it's a really nice airplane. I really like it. It's a really just a cool, kind of classic airplane that you can't get enough of. I think I have about 40 on-log flights with this thing. I have like 300 with the 737, but you know, you can't get enough of that either. Let's just make sure we're going to stay behind that 225 mark. Turn in a second. Let's just lower that because I need to. And we're going to make that 50-degree turn? I can't tell. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to geometry. Just get out of that. Making that 70 at I'll engage the autopilot once we get to 10,000 feet, because sometimes I have issues with it. Actually, you know what? It's not protocol, so let's just get our direct to. Let's see, what can we go direct to? Let's go direct quote. I think that's the proper procedure because I've departed Phoenix a few times, so we can check our altitude is to 25,000. Set that back to LNAV and we can head up to 25. Yeah, flight level 260. And now the airplane's just gunning it up to 10,000, so we can just pick up that speed. Hey, you got it. That's good, Mr. Weinstein. Like, that's default textures right there. I mean, the wing does look a bit plasticky and a bit bland, but like, look at that. Like, you can't get that anywhere else. Like, look at that. You can't get that in T3D. You could have every Orbix add-on in the world, and you still wouldn't get that. I'm sorry. But that's really nice. Let's just set that again to low, because it sometimes functions a little bit. Let's make sure yeah, see what I meant? See, yeah, the autopilot still has a kind of a 747, the PMDG 747 feel. So I really like that. Let's get that again because it's bugging the heck out of me. Let's just get it to so now that we're passing 12,000 feet, we can set these up. Set those to auto, just in case something happens. We can lower the volume and we can play something that we are both familiar with. Absolute classic, Mr. Winston.
Dropped in the middle of a forgotten spot. Our providence impoverished and squalor. Grow up to be a hero and a scholar. The $10.
So I memorized almost the entire recording of Alexander Hamilton, and I absolutely love it. So I'll leave you at cruise with this, and if you even pay attention to the cruise and just the enjoyment of climbing, and you can just listen to this and enjoy it and relax. Because we are at the end of school, so I'm going to set this to 0, and I'm going to go to the outside view. Then a hurricane came. Devastation reigned. And you can enjoy this view, I guess. And I'm going to disconnect my voice so you don't hear things. Enjoy.
Took up a collection just to send him to the mainland. Get your education, don't forget from whence you came. And the world's gonna know your name. What's your name, man?
Alexander Hamilton. My name is Alexander Hamilton, and there's a million things I haven't done, but just you wait, just you wait.
When he was 10, his father split, full of it, debt-ridden. 2 years later, see Alex and his mother bedridden.
Oh, I totally forgot that I have to set my altimeters.
Alex got better, but his mother went quick.
Moved in with a cousin, the cousin committed suicide. Left him with nothing but ruined pride. Something new inside, a voice saying, Alex, you gotta fend for yourself. He started retreating and reading every treatise on the shelf. There would have been nothing left to do for someone less astute. He would have been dead and destitute without a cent or restitution. Started working, working for his late mother's landlord, trading sugar cane and rum and all the things he can't afford. Scared of more.
with him.
Me, I died for him. Me, I trusted him.
Me, I loved him.
And me, I'm the damn fool that shot him.
There's a million things I haven't done, but just to pay.
What's your name, man?
Alexander Hamilton. New York City. Pardon me, are you Aaron Burr, sir?
That depends. Who's asking?
Oh, well, sure. Sir, I'm Alexander Hamilton. I'm at your service, sir. I have been looking for you.
I'm getting nervous.
Sir, I heard your name at Princeton. I was seeking an accelerated course of study. When I got sort of out of sorts with a buddy of yours, I may have punched him. It's a blur. Sir, he handles the financials.
You punched the bursar.
Yes, I wanted to do what you did, graduate into and join the revolution. He looked at me like I was stupid. I'm not stupid. So how'd you do it? How'd you graduate so fast?
It was my parents' dying wish before they passed.
You're an orphan. Of course, I'm an orphan. God, I wish there was a war, then we could prove that we're worth more than anyone bargained for.
Can I buy you a drink?
That would be nice.
While we're talking, let me offer you some free advice. Talk less.
What?
Smile more.
Huh.
Don't let them know what you're against or what you're for.
You can't be serious.
You wanna get ahead.
Yes.
Fools who run their mouths off wind up dead.
Yo, what time is it? Showtime!
Like I said.
Showtime, yo! I'm John Lawrence in the place to be. 2 pints of Sam Adams, but I'm working on 3. Those red coats don't want it with me, cause I will pack, chick-a-prack these cops till I'm free.
Eh oui, oui, mon ami, je m'appelle Lafayette, the Lancelot of the revolutionary set. I came from afar just to say bonsoir to the king, cause it's toi who is the best, c'est moi.
Brah, brah, I am Hercules Mulligan, up in it, loving it. Yes, I heard your mother said, come again. Lock up your daughters and horses. Of course, it's hard to have intercourse over 4 sets of corsets. Wow. No more sex, pour me another brew, son. Let's raise a couple more to the revolution. Well, if it ain't the prodigy of Princeton College, Aaron Burr, give us a verse, drop some knowledge.
Good luck with that, you're taking a stand. You spit, I'ma sit, we'll see where we land.
The revolution's imminent, what do you stall for?
If you stand for nothing, Burr, what'll you fall for?
Who are you? Who are you?
Who are you? Who is this kid? What's he gonna do?
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I'ma get a scholarship to King's College. I probably shouldn't brag, but dag, I'm amazed and astonished. The problem is I got a lot of brains, but no polish. I gotta holler just to be heard with every word. I drop knowledge. I'm a diamond in the rough, a shining piece of coal, trying to reach my goal. My power of speech, unimpeachable. Only 19, but my mind is older. These New York City streets get colder. I shoulder every burden, every disadvantage I've learned to manage. I don't have a gun to brandish. I walk these streets famished. The plan is to fan this spark into a flame. But damn, it's getting dark, so let me spell out the name. I am the ALEXANDER. We are meant to be a colony that runs independently. Meanwhile, Britain keeps shitting on us endlessly. Essentially, they tax us relentlessly. Then King George turns around, runs a spending spree. He ain't never gonna set his descendants free. So there will be a revolution in this century. Enter me.
He says in parentheses.
Don't be shocked when your history book mentions me. I will lay down my life if it sets us free. Eventually, you'll see my ascendancy. And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. It's time to take a shot.
I dream of life without a monarchy. The unrest in France violence will lead to anarchy. Anarchy, how you say? Or anarchy. When I fight, I make the other side panicky with my
Yo, I'm a tailor's apprentice, and I got y'all knuckleheads and local parentis. I'm joining the rebellion, cause I know it's my chance to socially advance. Instead of sewing some pants, I'm gon' take a shot.
But we'll never be truly free until those in bondage have the same rights as you and me. You and I do or die. Wait till I sally in on a stallion with the first black battalion. Have another shot.
Geniuses, lower your voices. You keep out of trouble and you double your choices. I'm with you, but the situation is fraught. You've got to be carefully taught. If you talk, you're gonna get shot.
Bird, check what we got. Mr. Lafayette, hard rock like Lancelot. I think your pants look hot. Lawrence, I like you a lot. Let's hatch a plot blacker than the kettle calling the pot. What are the odds of God will put us all in one spot? Pop in a squad and conventional wisdom like it or not. A bunch of revolutionary manumission abolitionists. Give me a position, show me where the ammunition is. Oh, am I talking too loud? Sometimes I get overexcited, shoot off at the mouth. I never had a group of friends before. I promise that I'll make y'all proud.
Let's get this guy in front of a crowd.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
Everybody sing.
Whoa, 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 hey, whoa.
Brother that he's gotta rise up. Tell your sister that she's gotta rise up.
When are these colonies gonna rise up? 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 Rise up!
I imagine death so much it feels more like a memory. When's it gonna get me? In my sleep, 7 feet ahead of me. If I see it coming, do I run or do I let it be? Is it like a beat without a melody? See, I never thought I'd live past 20. Where I come from, some get half as many. Ask anybody why we living fast and we laugh. Reach for a flask, we have to make this moment last. That's plenty, scratch that. This is not a moment, it's the movement. Where all the hungriest brothers with something to prove. When foes oppose us, we take an honest stand. We roll like Moses, claiming our promised land. And if we win our independence, is that a guarantee of freedom for our descendants? Or will the blood we shed begin an endless cycle of vengeance and death with no defendants? I know the action in the street is exciting, but Jesus, between all the bleeding and fighting, I've been reading and writing. We need to handle our financial situation. Are we a nation of states? What's the state of our nation? I'm past patiently waiting, I'm passionately smashing every expectation, every action's an act of creation. I'm laughing in the face of casualties of sorrow. For the first time I'm thinking past tomorrow.
And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. We gonna rise up, time to take a shot. We gonna rise up, time to take a shot. We gonna rise up, rise up. It's time to take a shot. Rise up, rise up. It's time to take a shot. Rise up. It's time to take a shot. Rise up. Take a shot, shot, shot. Hey, yo, it's time to take a shot. Time to take a shot. And I am not throwing away my shot.
I may not live to see our glory,
I may not live to see our glory,
but I will gladly join the fight.
but I will gladly join the fight.
And when our children tell our story,
And when our children tell our story,
they'll tell the story of tonight.
Let's have another round tonight.
let's have another round tonight.
Let's have another round tonight.
Raise a glass to freedom, something they can never take away, no matter what they tell you. Raise a glass to the four of us. Tomorrow there'll be more of us, telling the story of tonight.
They'll tell the story of tonight.
Raise a glass to freedom, something they can never take away.
No matter what they tell you,
Let's have another round tonight. Raise a glass to the four of us. Tomorrow there'll be more of us,
telling the story of tonight.
Let's have another round tonight.
They'll tell the story of tonight.
Raise a glass to freedom.
They'll tell the story of tonight.
Raise a glass to freedom.
They'll tell the story of tonight.
Tell the story of tonight.
There's nothing rich folks love more than going downtown and slumming it with the poor. They pull up in their carriages and gawk at the students in the common just to watch them talk. Take Philip Schuyler, the man is loaded. Uh-oh, but little does he know that his daughters, Peggy, Angelica, Eliza, sneak into the city just to watch all the guys.
Angelica, Eliza, and Peggy,
The Schuyler sisters.
Angelica, Peggy, Eliza. Daddy said to be home by sundown. Daddy doesn't need to know. Daddy said not to go downtown. Like I said, you're free to go. But look around, the revolution's happening in New York. Angelica,
Work!
it's bad enough Daddy wants to go to war. People shouting in the square. It's bad enough there'll be violence on our shore. New ideas in the air. Look around, Angelica, remind me what we're looking for.
She's looking for me.
Eliza, I'm looking for a mind at work. I'm looking for a mind at work. I'm looking for a mind at work. Whoa, 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 whoa. Work.
Ooh, there's nothing like summer in the city. Someone in a rush next to someone looking pretty. Excuse me, miss, I know it's not funny, but your perfume smells like your daddy's got money. While you slumming in the city in your fancy heels, you searching for an urchin who can give you ideals.
Sir, you disgust me.
Ah, so you've discussed me. I'm a trust fund, baby, you can trust me.
I've been reading Common Sense by Thomas Paine. So men say that I'm intense or I'm insane. You want a revolution, I want a revelation. So listen to my declaration. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. And when I meet Thomas Jefferson, I'ma compel him to include women in the sequel. Work! Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now. Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now. History is happening in Manhattan, and we just happen to be in the greatest city in the world. In the greatest city in the world. 'Cause I'm around Common Sense by Thomas Paine. So let's say that I'm intense or I'm insane. You want a revolution, I want a revelation. So listen to my declaration. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now. History is happening in Manhattan, and we just happen to be in the greatest city in the world. In the greatest city in the world. Angelica, Eliza, and Peggy, the Schuyler sisters. We're looking for a mind at work. Hey, in the greatest city, in the greatest city in the world. In the greatest city in the world.
Hear ye! Hear ye! My name is Samuel Seabury, and I present free thoughts on the proceedings of the Continental Congress. Heed not the rabble who scream revolution. They have not your interest at heart.
My God, tear this dude apart.
Chaos and bloodshed are not a solution. Don't let them lead you astray. This Congress does not speak for me.
That indeed.
They're playing a dangerous game. I pray the King shows you his mercy. For shame, for shame.
Yeah,
Heed
have
not
you
the
all unravel
rabble
at the sound of
who
screams,
scream
but the revolution is coming.
They
The
have not
have-nots are
your
gonna win
interest
this.
at
It's hard
heart.
to listen to you with a straight face.
Chaos and bloodshed
already
are
haunt
not
us.
a
Honestly, you
solution.
shouldn't even talk.
Don't
And
let
what
them
about
lead
Boston?
you
Look at the cost
astray.
and all that we've lost, and you talk
This
about
Congress does not speak for
My
me.
dog speaks more eloquently
They're
than
playing
me.
a dangerous game.
Strangely, your mange is
I
the
pray
same.
the King shows you his mercy.
Is he in Jersey?
For shame,
For the revolution!
for shame.
For the revolution!
Heed
Repeat repeat yourself again, I'm gonna scream. Honestly, look at me, please don't read.
Not your interest.
Don't modulate the key, then not debate with me. Why should a tiny island across the sea regulate the price of tea?
Alexander, please.
Bert, I'd rather be divisive than indecisive. Drop the niceties.
Silence! A message from the king. A message from the king. A message from the king.
You say the price of my love is not a price that you're willing to pay. You cry in your tea, which you hurl in the sea when you see me go by. Why so sad? Remember we made an arrangement when you went away. Now you're making me mad. Remember, despite our estrangement, I'm your man. You'll be back, soon you'll see. You remember you belong to me. You'll be back, time will tell. You remember that I served you well. Oceans rise, empires fall. We have seen each other through it all. And when push comes to shove, I will send a fully armed battalion to remind you of my love. Da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 da. You say our love is draining and you can't go on. You'll be the one complaining when I am gone. And no, don't change the subject, 'cause you're my favorite subject. My sweet, submissive subject. My loyal, royal subject. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You'll be back like before. I will fight the fight and win the war. For your love, for your praise. And I'll love you till my dying days. When you're gone, I'll go mad. So don't throw away this thing we had. 'Cause when push comes to shove, I will kill your friends and family to remind you of my love. Da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 da. Everybody, da 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 ya 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 da.
British Admiral Howe's got troops on the water. 32,000 troops in New York Harbor. 32,000 troops in New York Harbor. And they surround our troops, they surround our troops, they surround our troops.
As a kid in the Caribbean, I wished for a war. I knew that I was poor, I knew it was the only way to rise up. If they tell my story, I am either gonna die on the battlefield in glory or rise up. I will fight for this land, but there's only one man who can give us a command so we can rise up. Understand, it's the only way to rise up, rise up. Here he comes.
Here comes the general.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Here comes the general.
the moment you've been waiting for.
Here comes the general.
Pride of Mount Vernon.
Here the general.
George Washington.
We are outgunned, outmanned, outnumbered, outplanned. We gotta make an all-out stand. Hey yo, I'm gonna need a right-hand man. Check it. Can I be real a second? For just a millisecond, let down my guard and tell the people how I feel a second. Now I'm the model of a modern major general, the venerated Virginian veteran whose men are all lining up to put me up on a pedestal, writing letters to relatives, embellishing my elegance and eloquence. But the elephant is in the room, the truth is in your face when you hear the British cannons go boom. Any hope of success is fleeting. How can I keep leading when the people I'm leading keep retreating? We put a stop to the bleeding as the British take Brooklyn. Night takes Rook, but look, we are outgunned, outmanned, outnumbered, outplanned. We gotta make an all-out stand. Hey yo, I'm gonna need a right-hand man. Incoming!
They're battering down the battery, check the damages. We gotta stop them and rob them of their advantages. Let's take a stand with the stamina God has granted us. Hamilton won't abandon ship, yo, let's steal their cannons.
Shaboom goes the cannon, watch the blood in this shit spray. And goes the cannon, we're abandoning Kips Bay. And there's another shipping, we just lost Southern tipping. We gotta run to Harlem quick, we can't afford another slip. Guns and horses giddy up, I decide to divvy up my forces. This skittish as the British cut the city up. This close to giving up, facing mass scrutiny. I scream in the face of this mass mutiny. Are these the men with which I am to defend America? We ride at midnight, Manhattan in the distance. I cannot be everywhere at once, people. I'm in dire need of assistance.
Your Excellency, sir.
Who are you?
Aaron Burr, sir. Permission to state my case.
As you were.
Sir, I was a captain under General Montgomery until he caught a bullet in the neck in Quebec. And well, in summary, I think that I could be of some assistance. I admire how you keep firing on the British from a distance. I have some questions, a couple of suggestions on how to fight instead of fleeing west.
Yes?
Well,
Your Excellency, you wanted to see me.
Hamilton, come in. Have you met Burr?
Yes, sir, we keep meeting.
as I was saying, sir, I look forward to seeing your strategy play out.
Burr,
Sir.
close the door on your way out.
Have I done something wrong, sir?
On the contrary, I called you here because our odds are beyond scary. Your reputation precedes you, but I have to laugh.
Sir?
Hamilton, how come no one can get you on their staff?
Sir!
Don't get me wrong, you're a young man of great renown. I know you stole British cannons when we were still downtown. Nathaniel Greene and Henry Knox wanted to hire you.
To be their secretary, I don't think so.
Now why are you upset?
I'm not?
It's all right you want to fight, you've got a hunger. I was just like you when I was younger. Head full of fantasies of dying like a martyr.
Yes.
Dying is easy, young man. Living is harder.
Why are you telling me this?
I'm being honest. I'm working with a third of what our Congress has promised. We are a powder keg about to explode. I need someone like you to lighten the load. So,
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry.
I am not throwing away my shot.
son, we are outgunned, outmanned.
You'll need all the help you can get. I have some friends, Lawrence Mulligan, Marquis de Lafayette. Okay, what else?
Outnumbered, outplanned.
We'll need some spies on the inside, some kingsmen who might let some things slide. I'll write to Congress and tell them we need supplies. We rally the guys, master the element of surprise. I'll rise above my station, organize your information till we rise to the occasion of our new nation. So,
Here comes the general.
rise up,
What? Here comes the general.
rise up,
What? Here comes the general.
rise up.
What? Here comes the general. What? And his right-hand man. Boom!
how does a bastard, orphan, son of a whore go on and on, grow into more of a phenomenon? Watch this obnoxious, arrogant, loudmouth bother be seated at the right hand of the father. Washington hires Hamilton right on sight, but Hamilton still wants to fight, not right. Now Hamilton's skill with the quill is undeniable, but what do we have in common? We're reliable with the ladies. There are so many to deflower. Ladies. Looks, proximity to power. Ladies. They named her feral tomcat after him.
That's true.
1780, a winter's ball, and the Schuyler sisters are the envy of all. Yo, if you could marry a sister, you're rich, son.
Is it a question of if, Burr, or which one?
Hey,
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 hey, hey, hey, hey.
We were at a revel with some rebels on a hot night, laughing at my sister as she's dazzling the room. And you walked in and my heart went boom, trying to catch your eye from the side of the ballroom. Everybody's dancing in the band's top volume. Grind to the rhythm as we wine and dine. Grab my sister and whisper, yo, this one's mine. My sister made her way across the room to you, and I got nervous thinking, what you gonna do? She grabs you by the arm, I'm thinking I'm through. Then you look back at me and suddenly I'm helpless. Oh, look at those eyes, oh, yeah, I'm helpless. Down for the count and I'm drowning and I'm helpless. I'm so into you. Look into your eyes, so into you. I'm helpless. I know I'm down for the count and I'm drowning and I'm.
Where are you taking me?
I'm about to change your life.
And by all means, lead the way.
Elizabeth Schuyler, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Schuyler,
My sister. Thank you for all your service.
if it takes fighting a war for us to meet, it will have been worth it.
I'll leave you to it. 1 week later, I'm writing a letter nightly. Now my life gets better every letter that you write me. Laughing at my sister cause she wants to form a harem. I'm just saying, if you really love me, you would share 'em. Ha! 2 weeks later, in the living room stressing. My father's stone-faced while you're asking for his blessing. I'm dying inside as you whine and dine, and I'm trying not to cry cause there's nothing that your mind can't do. My father makes his way across the room to you. I panic for a second thinking we're through, but then he shakes your hand and says be true, and you turn back to me smiling. Into your eyes and the skies, and I'm helpless. Down for the count and I'm drowning and I'm helpless. Is mine, that boy is mine. Into your eyes and the skies, and I'm helpless. Down for the count
Yeah.
and I'm drowning and I'm.
Eliza, I don't have a dollar to my name, an acre of land, a troop to command, a dollop of fame. All I have is my honor, a tolerance for pain, a couple of college credits, and my top-notch brain. Insane, your family brings out a different side of me. Peggy confides in me, Angelica tried to take a bite of me. No stress, my love for you is never in doubt. We'll get a little place in Harlem and we'll figure it out. I've been living without a family since I was a child. My father left, my mother died. I grew up buck wild, but I'll never forget my mother's face, that was real. As long as I'm alive, Eliza, swear to God you'll never feel so.
I dare with you, I do.
Eliza,
I dare with you,
I never felt so. Yo, my life is going fine, cause Eliza's in it.
I look into your eyes and the sky's the limit. Down for the count and I'm drowning in 'em. In New York, you can be a new man. In New York, you can be a new man. In New York, you can be a new man.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Now, everyone, give it up for the maid of honor, Angelica Schuyler.
Our toast to the groom,
To the groom, to the groom, to the groom,
to the bride,
to the bride.
from your sister.
Angelica
the hope that you provide. May you always be satisfied. I remember that night, I just might regret that night for the rest of my days. I remember those soldier boys tripping over themselves to win our praise. I remember that dream like candlelight, like a dream that you can't quite place. But Alexander, I'll never forget the first time I saw your face. I have never been the same. Intelligent eyes in a hunger pang frame. And when you said hi, I forgot my dang name. Set my heart aflame, every part aflame. This is not a game.
You strike me as a woman who has never been satisfied.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean. You forget yourself.
You're like me, I'm never satisfied.
Is that right?
I've never been satisfied.
My name is Angelica Schuyler.
Alexander Hamilton,
Where's your family from?
unimportant, there's a million things I haven't done. Just you wait, just you wait.
So this is what it feels like to match wits with someone at your level. What the hell is the catch? It's the feeling of freedom, of seeing the light. It's Ben Franklin with the key and a kite. You see it right? The conversation lasted 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Everything we said in total agreement. It's a dream and it's a bit of a dance, a bit of a posture, it's a bit of a stance. He's a bit of a flirt, but I'ma give it a chance. I asked about his family, did you see his answer? His hands started fidgeting, he looked askance. He's penniless, he's flying by the seat of his pants. Handsome boy, does he know it? Peach fuzz, then he can't even grow it. I wanna take him far away from this place. Then I turn and see my sister's face, and she is helpless. And I know she is helpless. And her eyes are just helpless. And I realize 3 fundamental truths at the exact same time.
Where are you taking me?
I'm about to change your life.
Then by all means, lead the way.
Number 1.
I'm a girl in a world in which my only job is to marry rich. My father has no son, so I'm the one who has to social climb the one. So I'm the oldest and the wittiest, and the gossip in New York City is insidious. And Alexander is penniless. That doesn't mean I want him any less. Elizabeth Schuyler, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Skylar,
My sister.
Number 2.
He's after me, cause I'm a Schuyler sister. That elevates the status side. Have to be naive to set that aside. Maybe that is why I introduce him to Eliza. Now that's his bride. Nice going, Angelica, he was right. You will never be satisfied. Thank you for all your service.
if it takes fighting a war for us to meet, it will have been worth it.
I'll leave you to it.
Number 3.
I know my sister like I know my own mind. You will never find anyone as trusting or as kind. If I tell her that I love him, she'd be silently resigned. He'd be mine. She would say I'm fine. She'd be lying. But when I fantasize at night, it's Alexander's eyes as I romanticize what might have been if I hadn't sized him up so quickly. At least, my dear Eliza's his wife. At least I keep his eyes in my life. To the groom, to the bride, from your sister, it's always by your side. To your union, satisfied.
I may not live to see our glory.
I may not live to see our glory,
but I've seen wonders great and small.
I've seen wonders great and small.
Cause if the tomcat can get married,
If Alexander can get married,
there's hope for RS after all.
Raise a glass to freedom.
Hey, something you will never see again.
No matter what she tells you,
Let's have another round tonight.
Raise a glass to the four of us.
oh, to the newly not poor of us.
We'll tell the story of tonight.
Let's have another round.
Well, if it isn't Aaron Burr,
Sir,
I didn't think that you would make it.
to be sure, I came to say congratulations.
Spit a verse, Burr.
I see the whole gang is here.
You are the worst, Burr.
Ignore them. Congrats to you, Lieutenant Colonel. I wish I had your command instead of man in George's journal.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Now be sensible. From what I hear, you've made yourself indispensable.
Well, I heard you got a special someone on the side, Burr.
Is that so?
What are you trying to hide, Burr?
I should go.
No, these guys should go.
No,
Leave us alone.
man.
It's alright, Burr. I wish you'd brought this girl with you tonight, Burr.
You're very kind, but I'm afraid it's unlawful, sir.
What do you mean?
She's married.
I see.
She's married to a British officer.
Oh, shit.
Congrats again, Alexander. Smile more. I'll see you on the other side of the war.
I will never understand you. If you love this woman, go get her. What are you waiting for?
I'll see you on the other side of the war.
I'll see you on the other side of the war.
Theodosia writes me a letter every day. I'm keeping her bed warm while her husband is away. He's on the British side in Georgia. He's trying to keep the colonies in line. Well, he can keep all of Georgia. Theodosia, she's mine. Love doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes, and we keep loving anyway. We laugh and we cry and we break and we make our mistakes. And if there's a reason I'm by her side, and so many have tried, then I'm willing to wait for it. I'm willing to wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. My grandfather was a fire and brimstone preacher. But there are things that the homilies and hymns won't teach ya. My mother was a genius. My father commanded respect. When they died, they left no instructions, just a legacy to protect. Death doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes, and we keep living anyway. We rise and we fall and we break and we make our mistakes. And if there's a reason I'm still alive when everyone who loves me has died, I'm willing to wait for it. Wait for it. I'm willing to wait for it. I am the one thing in life I can control. I am inimitable, I am inoriginal. I'm not falling behind or running late. I'm not standing still, I am lying wait. Hamilton faces an endless uphill climb. He has something to prove, he has nothing to lose. What is it like in his shoes? Hamilton doesn't hesitate. He exhibits no restraint. Takes and he takes and he takes, and he keeps winning anyway. Changes the game, plays and he raises the stakes. And if there's a reason he seems to thrive and so few survive, then goddammit, I'm willing to wait for it. I'm willing to wait for it. Life doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes, and we give it anyway. We rise and we fall and we make our mistakes. And if there's a reason I'm still alive and so many have died, then I'm willing to wait for it. 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 Wait for it.
stay alive, stay alive.
I have never seen the general so despondent. I have taken over writing all his correspondence. Congress writes, George attacked the British forces. I shoot back, we have resorted to eating our horses. Local merchants deny us equipment, assistance. They only take British money, so sing a song of sixpence.
The cavalry's not coming.
But sir,
Alex, listen, there's only one way for us to win this. Provoke outrage. Outright.
that's right.
Don't engage, strike by night. Remain relentless till their troops take flight.
Make it impossible to justify the cost of the fight.
Outrun,
Outrun,
outlast,
outlast.
hit 'em quick, get out fast. Stay alive until this horrible show is past. We're gonna fly a lot of flags, half-mast.
Raise a glass.
I go back to New York in my apprenticeship.
I ask for French aid, I pray that Francis sent a ship.
I stay at work with Hamilton, we write essays against slavery, and every day's a test of our camaraderie and bravery.
We cut supply lines, we steal contraband. We pick and choose our battles and places to take a stand. And every day, sir, entrust me with a command. And every day,
No.
he dismisses me out of hand. Instead of me, he promotes Charles Lee, makes him second in command.
I'm a general.
Yeah, he's not the choice I would've gone with. He shits the bed at the Battle of Monmouth.
Everyone attack!
Retreat!
Attack!
Retreat!
What are you doing, Lee? Get back on your feet!
There's so many of them.
I'm sorry, is this not your speed? Hamilton,
Ready, sir.
have Lafayette take the lead.
Yes, sir.
1,000 soldiers die in 100-degree heat.
As we snatch a stalemate from the jaws of defeat.
Charles Lee was left behind without a pot to piss in. He started saying this to anybody who would listen.
Washington cannot be left alone to his devices. Indecisive from crisis to crisis. The best thing he can do for the revolution is turn and go back to planting tobacco in Mount Vernon.
Don't do a thing, history will prove him wrong.
But sir,
We have a war to fight, let's move along. Strong words from Lee, someone ought to hold him to it.
I can't disobey direct orders.
Then I'll do it. Alexander, you're the closest friend I've got.
Lawrence, do not throw away your shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the 10 dual commandments. It's the 10 dual commandments.
Number 1, the challenge, demand satisfaction. If they apologize, no need for further action.
Number 2,
If they don't, grab a friend, that's your second.
Your lieutenant, when there's reckoning to be reckoned.
number 3,
Have your seconds meet face to face.
Negotiate a
Or negotiate a time and place.
This is commonplace, especially between recruits.
most disputes die and no one shoots. Number 4,
If they don't reach a peace, that's alright. Time to get some pistols and the doctor on site.
You pay him in advance, you treat him with civility.
You have him turn around so he can have deniability.
5,
Duel before the sun is in the sky.
pick a place to die where it's high and dry. Number 6,
Leave a note for your next of kin. Tell him where you've been. Pray that hell or heaven lets you in.
7,
Confess your sins, ready for the moment of adrenaline. When you finally face your opponent.
number 8,
Your last chance to negotiate. Send in your second, see if they can set the record straight. Alexander,
Aaron Burr, sir.
can we agree the duels are dumb and immature?
Sure, but your man has to answer for his words, Burr.
With his life, we both know that's absurd, sir.
Hang on, how many men died because Lee was inexperienced and ruinous?
Okay, so we're doing this.
number 9,
Look him in the eye, ain't no higher. Summon all the courage you require. Then count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Number 10, paces, fire!
Lee, do you yield?
Shot him in the side, yes, he yields. I'm satisfied. No, we gotta clear the field.
Go, we won.
Here comes the general.
This should be fun.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Burr? Get a medic for the general.
Yes, sir.
Lee, you will never agree with me, but believe me, these young men don't speak for me. Thank you for your service.
Let's ride.
Hamilton, sir, meet me inside. Meet him inside. Meet him inside.
Son, don't call me son.
This war is hard enough without infighting.
Lee called you out, we called his
You
bluff.
solve nothing. You aggravate our allies to the south.
You're absolutely right. John should have shot him in the mouth. That would have shut him up.
Son,
I'm not your son.
Watch your tone. I am not a maiden in need of defending.
Charles
I am
Lee,
wrong.
Thomas Conway, these men take your name and they rake it through the mud.
My name's been through a lot. I can take.
Well, I don't have your name. I don't have your titles. I don't have your land. But if you know, if you gave me command of a battalion, a group of men to lead, I could fly above my station after the war.
Or you could die, and we need you
I
alive.
am more than willing to die.
Your wife needs you alive, son. I need you alive.
Call me son one more time.
Go home, Alexander. That's an order from your commander.
Sir.
Go home.
Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now. Look around, look around.
How long have you known?
A month or so.
Eliza, you should have told me.
I wrote to the general a month ago.
No.
I begged him to send you home.
You should have told me.
I'm not sorry. I knew you'd fight until the war was
War's
won.
not done.
But you deserve a chance to meet your son. Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now.
Will you relish being a poor man's wife, unable to provide for your life?
I relish being your wife. Look around, look around. Look at where you are. Look at where you started. The fact that you're alive is a miracle. Just stay alive, that would be enough. And if this child shares a fraction of your smile, or a fragment of your mind, look outward, that would be enough. I don't pretend to know the challenges you're facing, the worlds you keep erasing and creating in your mind. But I'm not afraid. I know who I married. So long as you come home at the end of the day, that would be enough. We don't need a legacy. We don't need money. If I could grant you peace of mind, if you could let me inside your heart, oh, let me be a part of the narrative in the story they will write someday. Let this moment be the first chapter where you decide to stay. I could be enough, and we could be enough. That would be enough.
How does a ragtag volunteer army in need of a shower somehow defeat a global superpower? How do we emerge victorious from the quagmire? Leave the battlefield waving Betsy Ross's flag higher? Yo, turns out we have a secret weapon, an immigrant you know and love who's unafraid to step in. He's constantly confusing, confounding the British henchmen. Everyone give it up for America's favorite fighting Frenchman!
I'm taking this horse by the reins, making red coats weather with blood stains. And I'm never gonna stop until I make them drop a random up and scatter the remains down. Watch me engaging them, escaping them, and raising them out. I go to France for more fun. I come back with more guns and ships, and so their balance shifts.
We rendezvous with Rochambeau, consolidate their gifts.
We can end this war in Yorktown, cut them off at sea, but for this to succeed, there's someone else we need.
I know.
So he knows what to do in the trench, ingenuity, and fluent in French, I mean. So you're gonna have to use him eventually. What's he gonna do in the bench, I mean? No one has more resilience or matches my practical, tactical brilliance. You want to fight for your land back?
I need my right-hand man back.
Yeah, get your right-hand man back. You know you gotta get your right-hand man back. I mean, you gotta put some thought into the letter, but the sooner the better to get your right-hand man back.
Alexander Hamilton, troops are waiting in the field for you. If you join us right now, together we can turn the tide. Oh, Alexander Hamilton, I have soldiers that will yield for you. If we manage to get this right, they'll surrender my early life. The world will never be the same. Alexander. I was younger than you are now. When I was given my first command, I led my men straight into a massacre. I witnessed their deaths firsthand. I made every mistake and felt the shame rise in me. And even now I lie awake, knowing history has its eyes on me. History has its eyes on me. Let me tell you what I wish I'd known when I was young and dreamed of glory. You have no control who lives, who dies, who tells your story. I know that we can win. I know that greatness lies in you, but remember from here on in, history has its eyes on you. History has its eyes on you.
The Battle of Yorktown, 1781.
Monsieur Hamilton,
Monsieur Lafayette,
in command where you belong.
are you saying no sweat? We're finally on the field, we've had quite a run.
Immigrants, we get the job done.
So what happens if we win?
I go back to France. I bring freedom to my people if I'm given the chance.
We'll be with you when you do.
Go, lead your man.
I see you on the other side.
Till we meet again.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Till the world turns upside down.
Till the world turns upside down.
I imagine death so much it feels more like a memory. This is where it gets me. On my feet, the enemy ahead of me. If this is the end of me, at least I have a friend with me. Weapon in my hand, a command, and my men with me. Then I remember my Eliza is expecting me. Not only that, my Eliza is expecting. We gotta go, gotta get the job done. Gotta start a new nation, gotta meet my son. Take the bullets out your gun, the bullets out your gun. We move undercover and we move as one. Through the night we have one shot to live another day. We cannot let a stray gunshot give us away. We will fight up close, seize the moment and stay in it. It's either that or meet the business end of a bayonet. The code word is Rochambeau, dig me? Rochambeau. You have your orders now, go man, go. And so the American experiment begins with my friends all scattered to the winds. Lawrence is in South Carolina, redefining bravery. We'll never be free until we end slavery. When we finally drive the British away, Lafayette is there waiting in Chesapeake Bay. How did we know that this plan would work? We had a spy on the inside, that's right, Hercules Mulligan!
Tell a spy on the British government. I take the measurements, information, and then I smuggle it to my brother's revolutionary covenant. I'm running with the Sons of Liberty, and I am loving it. See, that's what happens when you up against the ruffians. We in the shit now, somebody's gotta shovel it. Hercules Mulligan, I need no introduction. When you knock me down, I get the fuck back up again.
fighting, a young man in a red coat stands on a parapet.
We lower our guns as he frantically waves their white handkerchief.
And just like that it's over, we tend to our wounded, we count our dead.
Black and white soldiers wonder alike if this really means freedom.
Not yet.
We negotiate the terms of surrender. I see George Washington smile. We escort their men out of Yorktown. They stagger home single file. Tens of thousands of people flood the streets. There are screams and church bells ringing. And as our fallen foes retreat, I hear the drinking song they're singing.
The world turned upside down. 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 Down, 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 down.
Freedom for America, freedom for France.
Gotta start a new nation, gotta meet my son.
We won, we won, we won, we won.
The world turned upside down.
They say the price of my war's not a price that they're willing to pay. Insane! You cheat with the French, now I'm fighting with France and with Spain. I'm so blue. I thought that we made an arrangement when you went away. You were mine to subdue. Well, even despite our estrangement, I've got a small query for you. What comes next? You've been freed. Do you know how hard it is to lead? You're on your own. Awesome. Wow. Do you have a clue what happens now? Oceans rise, empires fall. It's much harder when it's all your call. All alone across the sea. When your people say they hate you, don't come crawling back to me. Da 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 da. Da 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 ya da 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 ya da. You're on your own.
Dear Theodosia, what to say to you? You have my eyes, you have your mother's name. When you came into the world, you cried, and it broke my heart. I'm dedicating every day to you. Domestic life was never quite my style. When you smile, you knock me out, I fall apart, and I thought I was so smart. You will come of age with our young nation. We'll bleed and fight for you. We'll make it right for you. If we lay a strong enough foundation, we'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you, and you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday. Yeah, you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday.
Oh, Philip, when you smile, I am undone. My son, look at my son. Pride is not the word I'm looking for. There is so much more inside me now. Philip, you outshine the morning sun, my son. When you smile, I fall apart, and I thought I was so smart. My father wasn't around.
My father wasn't around.
I swear that I'll be around for you. I'll do whatever it takes.
I'll make a million mistakes.
I'll make the world safe and sound for you. We'll come of age with our young nation. We'll bleed and fight for you. We'll make it right for you. If we lay a strong enough foundation, we'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you, and you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday, yeah, you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday.
After the war, I went back to New York.
After the war, I went back to New York.
I finished up my studies and I practiced law.
I practiced law, Burr worked next door.
Even though we started at the very same time, Alexander Hamilton began to climb. How to account for his rise to the top? Man, the man is non-stop.
Gentlemen of the jury, I'm curious, bear with me. Are you aware that we're making history? This is the first murder trial of our brand new nation, the liberty behind deliberation. I intend to prove beyond the shadow of a doubt with my assistant counsel.
Co-counsel Hamilton, sit down. Our client Larry Weeks is innocent. Call your first witness. That's all you had to say.
Okay, one more thing.
Why do you assume you're the smartest in the room? Why do you assume you're the smartest in the room? Why do you assume you're the smartest in the room? Soon that attitude may be your doom.
Why do you ride like you're running out of time?
Right day and night like you're running out of time.
Every day you fight like you're running out of time.
Keep on fighting in the meantime.
Non-stop.
Corruption's such an old song that we can sing along in harmony. And nowhere is it stronger than in Albany. These colonies, economies increasingly stalling. And honestly, that's why public service seems to be calling me. I practiced the law, practically perfected it. I've seen injustice in the world and I've corrected it. Now for a strong central democracy. If not, then I'll be Socrates throwing verbal rocks at these mediocrities.
Hamilton at the Constitutional Convention.
I was chosen for the Constitutional Convention.
There is a New York junior delegate.
Now what I'm gonna say may sound indelicate.
Goes and proposes his own form of government. His own plan for a new form of government. Talks for 6 hours. The convention is listless.
Bright young man. Yo, who the F is this?
Why do you always say what you believe?
Why do you always say what you believe?
Every proclamation guarantees free ammunition for your enemies.
Why do you ride like it's going out of style? Ride day and night like it's going out of style. Every day you fight like it's going out of style. Do what you do.
Alexander?
Aaron Burr, sir.
Well, it's the middle of the night.
Can we confer, sir?
Is this a legal matter?
Yes, and it's important to me.
What do you need?
Burr, you're a better lawyer than me.
Okay.
I know I talk too much. I'm abrasive. You're incredible in court. You're succinct, persuasive. My client needs a strong defense. You're the solution.
Who's your client?
The new U.S. Constitution?
No.
Hear me out.
No way.
A series of essays anonymously published defending the document to the public.
No one will read it.
I disagree.
And if it fails?
Burr, that's why we need it.
The Constitution's a mess.
So it needs amendments.
It's full of contradictions.
So is independence. We have to start somewhere.
No. No way.
You're making a mistake.
Good night.
Hey, what are you waiting for? What do you stall for?
What?
We won the war. What was it all for? Do you support this Constitution?
Of course.
Then defend it.
And what if you're backing the wrong horse?
Burr, we studied and we fought and we killed for the notion of a nation we now get to build. For once in your life, take a stand with pride. I don't understand how you stand to the side.
I'll keep all my plans close to my chest. I'll wait here and see which way the wind will blow. I'm taking my time watching the afterbirth of a nation, watching the tension grow.
I am sailing off to London. I am accompanied by someone who always pays. I have found a wealthy husband who will keep me in comfort for all my days. He is not a lot of fun, but there's no one who can match you for turn of phrase. My Alexander, don't forget to ride. Look at where you peace of mind. Would that be enough?
Alexander joins forces with James Madison and John Jay to write a series of essays defending the new United States Constitution entitled the Federalist Papers. The plan was to write a total of 25 essays, the work divided evenly among the three men. In the end, they wrote 85 essays in the span of 6 months. John Jay got sick after writing 5. James Madison wrote 29. Hamilton wrote the other 51. How do you write like you're running out of time? Write day and night like you're running out of time. Every day you fight like you're running out of time. Like you're running out of time. Are you running out of time?
How do you write like tomorrow won't arrive? How do you write like you need it to survive? How do you write every second you're alive? Every second you're alive. Every second you're alive.
They're asking me to lead. I'm doing the best I can to get the people that I need. I'm asking you to be my right hand,
Treasury
man.
or state?
I know it's a lot to ask.
Treasury or
to
state?
leave behind the world, you know.
Sir, do you want me to run the Treasury or State Department?
Treasury. Let's go.
Alexander,
I have to leave.
Alexander.
Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now.
Helpless.
They are asking me to leave.
Look around. Isn't this enough? We will never be satisfied. We will never be satisfied. Satisfied.
History
History has its eyes on you.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am
Alexander Hamilton, Hamilton, just you wait.
I am not throwing away my shot.
1789. How does the bastard, orphan, immigrant, decorated war vet unite the colonies through more debt? Fight the other founding fathers till he has to forfeit. Have it all, lose it all. You ready for more yet? Treasury Secretary, Washington's the president. Every American experiment sets a precedent. Not so fast, someone came along to resist him. Pissed him off until we had a two-party system. You haven't met him yet, you haven't had the chance, cause he's been kicking ass as the ambassador to France. But someone's gotta keep the American promise. You simply must meet Thomas.
Thomas Jefferson's coming home.
Thomas Jefferson's coming home.
Thomas Jefferson's coming home.
Thomas Jefferson's coming home. Thomas Jefferson's coming home. Lord, he's been off in Paris for so long.
France is following us to revolution. There is no more status quo. But the sun comes up and the world still spins. I helped Lafayette draft a declaration. Then I said I gotta go. I gotta be in Monticello. Now the work at home begins. So what did I miss? What did I miss? Virginia, my home, sweet home, I wanna give you a kiss. Mwah. I've been in Paris meeting lots of different ladies. I guess I basically missed the late 80s. I traveled the wide, wide world and came back to this. There's a letter on my desk from the president. Haven't even put my bag down yet. Sally, be a lamb, darling, won't you open it? It says the president's assembling a cabinet, and then I end up being the Secretary of State. Great, and I'm already sending approved. I just got home and now I'm headed up to New York.
Headed to New York, headed to New York.
Looking at the rolling fields, I can't believe that we are free. Ready to face whatever's awaiting me in NYC. But who's waiting for me when I step in the place? My friend James Madison, red in the face. He grabs my arm and I respond, what's going
in a battle for our nation's very soul. Can you get us out of the mess we're in? Hamilton's new financial plan is nothing less than government control. I've been fighting for the South alone. Where have you been?
France?
We have to win.
Well, what did I miss?
What did I miss?
What did I miss?
Come home to this.
Head first into a political abyss.
Head first into the abyss.
I had my first cabinet meeting today. I guess I better think of something to say. I'm already on my way to get to the bottom of this.
What did I miss?
Mr. Jefferson, welcome home. Mr. Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton.
Mr. Jefferson, welcome home. Mr. Jefferson, welcome home, sir. You've been off in Paris for so long.
So what did I miss?
Ladies and gentlemen, you could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you're here with us in New York City. Are you ready for a cabinet meeting, huh? The issue on the table: Secretary Hamilton's plan to assume state debt and establish a national bank. Secretary Jefferson, you have the floor, sir.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We fought for these ideals, we shouldn't settle for less. These are wise words, enterprising men quote them. Don't act surprised, you guys, cause I wrote them. Ow, but Hamilton forgets. His plan would have the government assume state debts. Now place your bets as to who that benefits. The very seat of government where Hamilton sits.
Not true.
Oh, if the shoe fits, wear it. If New York's in debt, why should Virginia bear it? Our debts are paid, I'm afraid. Don't tax the South, cause we got it made in the shade. In Virginia, we plant seeds in the ground. We create, you just wanna move our money around. This financial plan is an outrageous demand, and it's too many damn pages for any man to understand. Stand with me in the land of the free. Pray to God we never see Hamilton's candidacy. Look, when Britain taxed our tea, we got frisky. Imagine what gon' happen when you try to tax our whiskey.
Thank you, Secretary Jefferson. Secretary Hamilton, your response.
Thomas, that was a real nice declaration. Welcome to the present, we're running a real nation. Would you like to join us? Or stay mellow, doing whatever the hell it is you do in Monticello? If we assume the debts the union gets, a new line of credit, a financial diuretic, how do you not get it? If we're aggressive and competitive, the union gets a boost, you'd rather give it a sedative? A civics lesson from a slaver. Hey neighbor, your debts are paid cause you don't pay for labor. We plant seeds in the South, we create, they keep ranting. We know who's really doing the planting. And another thing, Mr. Age of Enlightenment, don't lecture me about the war, you didn't fight in it. You think I'm frightened of you, man? We almost died in the trench while you were off getting high with the French. Thomas Jefferson always hesitant with the president, reticent. There isn't a plan he doesn't jettison. Madison, you mad as a hat, so take your medicine. Damn, you in worse shape than the national debt is in. Sitting there useless as two shits. Hey, turn around, bend over, I'll show you where my shoe fits.
Excuse me. Madison, Jefferson, take a walk. Hamilton, take a walk. We're gonna reconvene after a brief recess. Hamilton,
Sir?
a word.
You don't have the votes.
You don't have the votes. You're gonna need congressional approval, and you don't have the votes. Such a blunder, sometimes it makes me wonder why I even bring the thunder.
Why he even brings the thunder?
You wanna pull yourself together?
I'm sorry, these Virginians are birds of a feather.
Young man, I'm from Virginia, so watch your mouth.
So we let Congress get held hostage by the South?
You need the votes.
No, we need bold strokes. We need this
No,
plan.
you need to convince more folks.
Well, James Madison won't talk to me. That's a non-starter.
Winning was easy, young man. Governing's hard.
They're being intransigent.
You have to find a compromise.
But they don't have a plan. They just hate mine.
Convince them otherwise.
And what happens if I don't get congressional approval?
I imagine they'll call for your removal.
Sir.
Figure it out, Alexander. That's an order from your commander.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
My dearest Angelica, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day. I trust you'll understand the reference to another Scottish tragedy without my having a name to play. They think me Macbeth, ambition is my folly. I'm a polymath, a pain in the ass, a massive pain. Madison is Banquo, Jefferson's Macduff, and Burnham Wood is Congress on its way to Dunsinane. And there you are an ocean away, do you have to live an ocean away? Thoughts of you subside, then I get another letter, and I cannot put the notion away.
Take a break,
I'm on my way.
there's a little surprise before supper and it cannot wait.
I'll be there in just a minute, save my plate.
Alexander,
Okay.
your son is 9 years old today. He has something he'd like to say. He's been practicing all day. Philip, take it away.
Daddy, look, my name is Philip. I am a poet. I wrote this poem just to show it. And I just turned 9. You can write rhymes, but you can't write mine.
What?
I practice French and play piano with my mother. I have a sister, but I want a little brother.
Okay.
My daddy's trying to start America's bank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Take a break,
Hey, our kid is pretty great.
run away with us for the summer. Let's go upstate.
Lies, I've got so much on my plate.
We can all go stay with my father. There's a lake I know in a nearby park.
I'd love to go.
You and I can go when the night gets dark.
I will try to get away.
My dearest Alexander, you must get through to Jefferson. Sit down with him and compromise. Don't stop till you agree. Your favorite older sister, Angelica, reminds you there's someone in your corner all the way across the sea. In a letter I received from you 2 weeks ago, I noticed a comma in the middle of a phrase. It changed the meaning. Did you intend this? One stroke and you've consumed my waking days. It says, my dearest Angelica, with a comma after dearest. You've written my dearest Angelica. Anyway, all this to say, I'm coming home this summer at my sister's invitation. I'll be there with your family if you make your way upstate. I know you're very busy, I know your work's important, but I'm crossing the ocean and I just can't wait. You won't be an ocean away, you'll only be a moment away. Alexander, come downstairs, Angelica's arriving today. Angelica, Eliza,
The Schuyler sisters.
Alexander,
Hi.
it's good to see your face. Angelica, tell this man John Adams spends the summer with his family.
Angelica, tell my wife John Adams doesn't have a real job anyway.
You're not joining us, wait.
I'm afraid I cannot join you upstate.
Alexander, I came all this way. She came all this way. All this way. Take a break.
You know I have to get my plan through
Run
Congress.
away with us for the summer. Let's go upstate.
I lose my job if we don't get this plan through Congress.
All go stay with our father. There's a lake I know. I'll miss your face. Screw your courage to the sticking place. I can go. Eliza, right. Take a break and get away. Run away with us for the summer. Let's go upstate where we can stay. We can all go stay with our father if you take your time. How lucky you are to be alive. Close your eyes and dream when the night gets dark. Take a break.
I have to get my plan through Congress. I can't stop.
Well, here we are, at about 30 miles away from top of descent. It's a bit dark. I had to, what you saw before was just, we went a bit off course because I didn't even notice that I forgot to put in the discontinuity, or I forgot to get rid of the discontinuity, and I forgot to set the a few hours back, and we can also change this to night blue mode, which gives it a nice night effect. Actually, I don't like that. Go up to another night balloon, which is a lot better. But there was a bit of a what do you say? There was a time issue, so I had to fix that. But you got to see the takeoff during daytime, and now you get to see the landing during nighttime. It's quite convenient. It's pretty dark though. They have to fix that brightness. There's that issue. They have the X-Plane still has yet to fix. But actually we can get rid of that. I don't like that blooms and lens flare. So yeah, it's pretty dark, but you know, whatever, we'll have to deal with it. Actually, I saw a thing behind here. So that was a bit of Hamilton. It's playing right now, so in the background. So that should be pretty good. But if you listen to it or not, I enjoyed listening to it through Cruise, so that should be fun. While we're waiting for the next roughly 10 miles, I'm gonna input our. I'm gonna put in our arrival. So let's just check if there's any air traffic control on, which there isn't. So we're gonna go to FlightAware and pick up the active MEDAR. Kilo Alpha Foxtrot Whiskey. I almost forgot about the airport. So, where's the winds? So let's look at the longest runway right now is 19er, actually 16 right and 34 left. So we'll probably be landing on that one of those. So let's pick up the MEDAR. Live ATC, let's go that one instead. So let's just pause that and we can listen to. Alright, actually no, it's fine. 160. So the winds are 160 at 9. So we're gonna go land on runway, I think I said 16 right. Yeah, 16 right. So let's go there. ILS 16 right, because that's the longest. RNAV 16 right. Execute. Actually, that's wrong. Sorry. We're supposed to be arriving ILS 16 left. That was my bad. Because the longer runways are meant for for longer takeoffs, and the shorter runways are meant for landing. I totally forgot about that. But yeah, we're gonna be landing 16 left ILS, and I'll be using the ILS. I'll be using the VORs and frequencies, but we're gonna be manually landing it, and we have to reset our MCPs because now we're gonna have to do that because I'm stupid. So we have to descend to apparently 4,000. Wait, hold on. Let's take a look at this actually, and we can turn up our volume. I totally forgot to do that. Once again. So we're gonna be landing runway. So let's just look at the plan right now. So the plan is, let's just take a bit, zoom in, step. Okay, I guess we're just gonna fly direct into the the approach course. So that's all fine. So we could just start our descent at 117 miles, I guess. So that should be all good and Gucci. We can also get a bit of floodlight because it is a bit dark in here. So, here we go. So here we are. Before we start our descent, we have to, let's just set up our pre-descent. So we're going to set our auto brakes, as well as, oh, well, I guess we can put, I forgot to turn those off from continuous, but I guess it doesn't matter now. So whatever. Oh, and one thing I really like is that if we depressurize the airplane, you will actually black out. So you have to do this in order to keep consciousness and not have your screen black out. So you have about 30 minutes of oxygen in there, which is pretty cool. But I never use it because I'm a smart pilot. I'm a smart cookie. I also noticed that apparently OBS is telling me that it's very dark in the cockpit, so let me raise some floodlights. There you go. Well, actually, that's a bit too bright. Just enough to see. There we go, that's better. Alright, now we can go down to 4,000, which is going to be very interesting. It's down to 4,000. I know it's not proper, but, you know, it's apparently what that's telling us. So we're just going to go along with it. And hopefully in the future you'll be able to see we'll do a live event. So this time next Friday, or actually Friday, will be my final day before going to camp for 7 weeks, and I'll finish it off with a big bang from a fully staffed, like, most realistic event. Oh geez. This happened before. Huh. That's weird. This happened before. Weird. There we go. Okay, it went back. I guess I just had to put my equipment cooling on. That'll just cancel out. But that's strange. I think that happened last time as well. I don't know why, but whatever. The last retake of this, so. I can just zoom in just a tad. That's too much of a tad, whatever. Let's see. I will be right back. And we're back. Live from the flight deck. So we can actually turn this off before landing. Because I think it's really dumb. So we're passing through flight level 300. I should also pull up the altimeter. There. For some reason it just got dark in the cockpit. It's being weird. It's always been weird. So I guess the sun officially set. With that weird blob there. But whatever, we don't care. It's also... oh, let's turn on logo lights and see that. See the Fedex? Alright, what are you doing here? Alright. So about 75 miles away. It's set up for approach stuff. We can get that done. 166. Let's see if our 110.15. I don't think it can. Yeah, I don't think it can. Turn ILS on. There we go. Alright. There we go. That is weird. Huh. Okay. Let's see what's going on with our so we're passing through flight level 250 at the moment. About 65 miles left until we start approach. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to vector the airplane a bit left, and then we're gonna fly into the approach because I don't like doing that whole SID approach thing. It's kind of dumb, and it's not professionally done. I'm a S3 vector. I'm an approach controller, and I can vector things in, so it's not that hard, and I can do it from the perspective of a pilot, and I can do it from the perspective of a controller, so it's not hard. So we're gonna make a left of about maybe 0.95, and then we're gonna bank a bit left, a bit right, and then we're gonna bank another right. So we're gonna make a left, a bit right, and then hard right. See how we're doing on the sides. Yeah, it was really unrealistic with the timing. I have to go into settings and fix that because I was like, shouldn't it be nighttime there? And then I realized it should have been nighttime. So that was my bad. But, you know, whatever. You got to see... It was good because you got to see a lot of the stuff that X-Plane can provide, and you'll see a night landing. Even though it looks really bad right now, like you can't see anything, it's it'll get better when we get closer to the night lighting. And it's a lot better because it's a lot more professional dynamic lighting. If only P3D did a bit better, because they're still having issues. We're getting a bit blurry, so let's just turn up that bit. Actually, we can see. No. There we go. So you can see the panels, and I can see what I need to see. So we're making it down to 200, and we're clocking 270 knots. So in about 10,000 feet, we're going to have to like just hold, and then we'll pull back to 2.4. And apparently that did a thing. Huh. I have never seen that. That was weird. That was very, very weird. You saw that, right? I've never seen that. And I can't believe that's animated. That's amazing. Huh. Well, I guess we're gonna have to do some maintenance on this airplane. Yeah, I don't know what this error is about. I'll have to do a little bit of research on the Google machine. But whatever. Hopefully this video will convince you to get you onto at least X-Plane. I mean, there's not a lot of add-ons, and the add-ons that are out there are pretty good. And it passed my test, so. And it's a lot better performance than P3D, because P3D you have to load a whole shite load of add-ons. So you can see some of the night lighting starting to appear. Let's actually go to the outside view. Yeah, like you don't get that anywhere else. So we can actually go in a bit more. So we're under 180. Let me actually pull up that MEDAR again, which I completely forgot. And the altimeter was 2965. So we can clock that. $2965. And we can put it on this side. 2965. Okay, we're clocking. We can put on those reserve brakes again. Let's just get on our intercept course. So I'll do it at about 15 miles or so. We can actually point us a bit more downwards, and we can put a bit of a speed brake up. And we can pull the thrust back to like 245, because we're gonna have to. Actually, let's pull that to full. By the way, I'm using this video with OBS because I felt like Fraps was a bit too outdated and it was expensive, and you know I don't really. Oh, that's amazing! I never noticed that. Oh, that's so cool. I don't know if you see that, but that is a reflection. That's amazing. And there's reflections as well on here. You can't really see it though. Yeah, so I'm using OBS, and I don't really like to use other stuff, so. A bit of night lighting's loaded over there. Still clocking a bit too much. I guess 6 knots isn't that bad to go into the 10,000 range. So let's actually put us on that. Well, we're still not 50 miles out. Let's put us at 2,300. So we're at 7, and you can see that highway starting to form, which is very cool. Yeah, 10 more miles, and then we'll be able to clock it left. And I also remember you did that Philadelphia to St. Martin flight, and that blew me away. Like, that was like the snap that wanted to get me in the 757. So if it wasn't for that video, I would have never wanted to get into that. And I would have never wanted to get into the 757 series. Thank you for that. That was a very, I love that to bits, and I did that flight when I got the Quality Wing 757. Oh god, I probably did that flight 4 times in a row. And just to nail the landing was like, took me 10 flights. So yeah, we still got a few more miles. Yeah, but I really like this airplane. I like it a lot more than the Quality Wing 757 because there's a lot more you could get out of it. But oh wow, that's nice lighting over there, right? But what I really I'm excited for is the 787. And I previewed that again at Flight SimCon this year, and it's even better. Like, there's so much stuff compact into it, it's mind-blowing. Now that we're passing 10,000 feet, we can turn on our lights. And it's so good, and I love it to bits. And it's going to be such a fun aircraft to fly as a... see, you can see the Fedex logo starting to form because of the night lighting. Let's just see what it looks like on a different preset. It doesn't really change. It looks a bit better. Does that look better? Yeah, it looks so much better. Yeah, it looks much better on here. Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing night lighting. I'm sorry. You can't get that anywhere else. We're at 15, so we can head on to that heading. We can actually clock it a bit more left. We still aren't hitting that 4,000, so we're going to have to clock down to 5, I think. We should be good. Let's actually turn off our floodlights just a bit, because I need to be able to see. Yeah, RAT. I don't even know what RAT is. RAT. I think it's a backup system. I'm not too sure. But whatever. Like, look at that lighting. You don't get that anywhere else. I'm sorry. So we can actually lower that a lot. So we're gonna have to slow down dramatically in like the next 10 miles. But this plane I found out that this plane can go really fast at a very short amount of time and go really slow at a very slow amount of time. I think that's the airport right over there. So we're going to clock right in a few miles. And we can actually drop our speed to like 1.7. You know what? I'm going to drop to 1.8. Because when we hit argue, it's going to be 8.6. So we're going to have to drop really quickly. So actually, I'm going to drop to 170. Yeah, just 170. That'll be fine. Yeah, that's the airport over there. Okay. And this is, like, the camera I'm using is not pay it. You don't have to, it comes with X-Plane. It's really nice. It's even, I think it's better than, what do you call it? easy. Like I bought FS. Hold on, let's just raise that just a bit more. I bought the what do you call it? The chase plane, and I like it a lot. It's really nice. It's a new nice interface. It's fresh, it's new, it's better, it's more updated, and I like it. So we can actually drop the flap 5. We can turn. We can actually, so we're at 170. What, 4? Turn that a bit more. Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. The only thing is it's a bit too dark, so that's definitely the airport over there. Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. And let's hit direct argue. Now let's just clock that down. We're a bit too low, but whatever. So we can go to legs. And some new lighting has spawned in, which is unrealistic, but, you know. Or people are just coincidentally turning on the lights at the same time, but whatever. We can pull back to 160. We can drop to 2,500. Drop to 1.5, and I think we're about what 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 miles away. So I usually drop the gear at 12. We can actually lower some more flap. We can go to 15. Oh, and I totally forgot about the speed brake. Rip. You can also set it as well. We have to turn a bit, so it's gonna turn us. A minute. And I'm going to drop now the gear. Okay, so that's all fun. And coincidentally, and now I'm going to drop 20, and let's see what our inner ref is. So 20, we have to be at 130. I usually put it 2 knots back because it kind of always does that, so keep it 1 to 130. We're a bit heavy today. Let's drop a bit more. Let's drop 25. So we can actually bring up this floodlight now. I don't really like it, I'm sorry. So that's the runway right there. We can actually drop to 2,200. So we can do that. Wigzoo is what? 3 miles away? 2,400? It's like there-ish. And then we'll just see what it does. I don't really want to put it on the I don't really want to put on the I've been having some issues with the VNAV descent because it doesn't have because look at this, it's weird, it doesn't have a select button. It only has a hold button, so it has to go down automatically, and sometimes it doesn't work, so it can be a bit clumsy. Look at that lighting. You will not get that anywhere else. I'm sorry, that is too nice. Alright, let's do our landing checklist. Arm down. Alright, good. How many more miles away are we? 6. I'll put it down at 4. So when we reach this waypoint. $2,800. Now let's just descend a bit more. 1,000. I'm gonna pull it back to 124. And we can drop our last load of flaps. And I'm gonna disconnect the autopilot now, so I'm gonna double tap that. I'm gonna disconnect that. And we are full on, we are flying. So let me just keep in mind what our unit ref speeds are. So our 30 is 119, so I gotta keep it up a bit more. And you'll see here is the that's our altitude. That's how our actual altitude. So I gotta watch that. So about 1,200 feet now. I gotta get a bit lower because we are not gonna be able to make that short runway, and I really don't feel like making it go around. I rarely make those. So 1,000 call, continue. We drop the speed, or make sure that we're on center with that line. Do the last bit of corrections, and there's a really nice replay mode, so we'll be able to see replay. Alright, now let's get a bit more thrust. Bring it up to 50. So about 350 feet above. 330. Alright, let's bring that thrust back. Alright, so 200 feet. Continue. Keep it level. Drop the thrust. 100 feet. Continue. 80, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
10.
Very nice. Reversers green. Bit off center, but you know, what are you gonna do? We also got people clapping. Alright, 50 knots, we can get rid of the reversers. We can take a left here. Now we can drop the speed brakes. We can just stop here. Alright, welcome to Dallas. Let's get rid of that flood because that's ugly. We can start our APU, which is right there. Actually, that looks pretty bad on. So let's get the APU started. Get rid of that, all those good things. Get rid of the wing light. Let's get that replaced on the ground. Let's put that on. APU. Let's put that to standby, and we can raise the flaps. Okay, end a route. We can clear that. So just wait until that turns on. We can clear those. We can also get that APU air on just when it comes on, and the isolation valve. And the APU is running. Just wait for that to check on. Alright, we're good. And we can view the replay mode in just a bit. So we're going to taxi left. Let me actually pull up an airport diagram in a second. So, Kilo Alpha Foxtrot Whiskey. Oh, wrong. So this is Fort Worth Alliance, not Dallas Fort Worth. Keep that in mind. Let's go to map and diagram. So we just pulled off. So we just pulled off here at Charlie, I believe, or Alpha, and we're gonna taxi, I guess, over here or here. I'm gonna go down there. So we can do that. Good stuff. We can also get rid of the flight directors, that's also annoying. So that's all gone. So yeah, welcome to Dallas. In this beautiful FedEx livery. You can actually put back on that wing light. And we'll just see the replay in when we taxi at the gate. And actually, we don't need to. It's fine. Because I look at the replay all the time, but I guess you don't care because it was a good landing. Or we could. No, let's just could, because I don't know what you want. Because I can't talk to you right now. But whatever. Let's see what's over there. That looks like army trucks. Huh. Good to know that this is an Air Force base as well. What's that? What's over there? Those look like cargo ramps. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So let's look at another. Let's look at the airport. Oh, come on! Why didn't I just do that? All right. So I think we're at the terminal for something right now. Probably for the Air Force. I guess we'll pull into Gulf, which will be here, and then turn right and go in, or we could just keep going, make a right on Hotel, which will be up here. Up here. Not here. Here. I know it's kind of hard to see. Let's actually zoom out and see if we can get any lights. So these look like parking spots. Yeah. Yeah, definitely parking spots. I think that landing rate was like a negative 119 or something. It was really nice. It was one of the best. It was great. Yeah, and I'm too. And boy, this is the only thing that take my mind off political issues right now, with everything with Trump and Kushner and jeez, I can't even keep up with it. I'm debating literally every one of my friends and every one of my social studies classes, because you know me. I can never get away from debating or politics. My mom hates me for it. So let's make it right here. Actually, yeah, let's make it right. I believe these are the Fedex area. I'm not entirely sure, but I would take a wild guess that they are. see what those are. What are those? They look like cargo things, so we're gonna pull into this one right here. Right over here. And here we are. Good old Houston. Drop those, drop those, drop those, drop those, drop those, drop those, all that good stuff. We can get a stairs for me. Chucks, okay, good. We can get on that on. We can get rid of that. Those can get off. And off. And alt. And finally, disconnect, off. And that is it. That would be Phoenix to Dallas. Alright, Mr. Weinstein, I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. That was one of the best landings I've done in a very long time. I mean, I've done some pretty good landings. Let's actually open that. I mean, I've done the best landings, obviously. Yeah. I thought that was really nice. I thought it was a good I thought it was a good flight. I rarely fly into these kind of airports, but you know, I did just for you, Mr. Weinstein. Next flight will probably be from here over to Memphis. I picked up some Memphis scenery, and from Memphis I'll probably go to Minneapolis because I picked up some Minneapolis scenery from Flightbeam. So that should be fun. I don't know if you'll see me. I'm still trying to figure out the world issue, like setting issues regarding the some setting issues regarding P3D because I'm still having issues with it and recording and stuff. I'm still getting nice frames on very high settings. It's just a matter of figuring it out. So, well, I hope you enjoyed it, Mr. Weinstein. It was a pleasure flying one of your. I know you said it in one of your videos. It was one of your favorite airplanes. It was a pleasure. Hopefully I'll be able to do another flight and record it with you, or we could even do a shared cockpit at one point. If you ever get into it, I hope this video convinced you to get an idea of X-Plane and some of the stuff. Like these lighting is free, ground textures is free, most of the scenery is free, and they're high definition, which is very nice. This stuff is like 20 pounds. And just this airplane's like 60, and it's very good. And I'm not gonna lie, it's very good. So I hope it convinced you, and I hope I'll be able to see you in future. Hope this you'll be able to post some more videos on about flight simulation related, because I've been dying to see some. Or maybe you could even just post this. That'll be a miracle. If you just post this video right now as on your channel, just for an excuse to post, because you haven't posted in 2 months. And this time next year I'll also be starting flight school, and that'll be a big deal, like proper. And I'll be solo flying. Can you believe it? Solo flights. Well, Mr. Weinstein, it's been a pleasure. Welcome to Dallas, and I hope to see you in some future videos. Goodbye.